On the surface of an idealistic community, obsession develops in the mind of a young person, influenced by violent forces. Disconnected from empathy, a desire forms to end a precious life. Manipulation unfolds, setting a harmful trap. Trust is exploited to lead an unsuspecting soul to their end. On that fateful morning, tranquility shatters. Grief and outrage sweeps through the neighborhood. What darkness could drive someone so young to commit such cruelty? How were all the warning signs missed? As the disturbing details emerge, shockwaves spread through the town. This is a chilling story of when childhood innocence turns into heartless violence, when parents' worst fears come true, when a promising future is stolen by senseless violence. The unfolding catastrophe of Jamie and Michael, friends forever locked in a tale of life and death. Hey guys, and welcome back to Crimeco, your go-to place for all the dark, captivating true crime stories. We're here to bring you the most detailed information, so if you find that intriguing, we'll be thrilled if you could subscribe to our channel. Also, hitting the like button goes a long way in helping our channel grow. Your support means a lot to us, so grab a blanket for comfort and let's dive into this fascinating case together. Our story begins in the serene community of Perrine, just south of Miami, known for its quiet neighborhoods and family-friendly parks. It seems like an unlikely setting for such a disturbing crime. It's home to Southwood Middle School, where our central figure, Michael Hernandez, was a student. Described as a gifted child who did exceptionally well academically, Michael was popular among his teachers. He attended the school along with his close friend, Jamie Goff. Jamie was a year older than Michael and new to Southwood, having just transferred the previous year. By all accounts, Jamie was a kind-hearted, trusting soul who bonded quickly with Michael over their shared love for fantasy games and make-believe world. A deep friendship blossomed, making the events to come all the more tragic. Little did the community know that darkness had infected Michael's mind. Behind his bright exterior hid a growing interest in cruelty and death. Soon, this sickness would explode, bringing violence to the halls of Southwood and permanently ruining the friendship between the two young boys. Hernandez was born on March 26, 1992 to Manuel and Elsa Hernandez. The eldest of three sons, Michael exhibited exceptional intelligence and academic talent from a very young age. He was enrolled in gifted programs in elementary school where he first formed a close bond with fellow student Jamie. By all accounts, Michael had a stable home life with two loving and supportive parents. His father Manuel worked long hours to provide for the family, while his mother was a homemaker who doted on her boys. Though the family wasn't wealthy, the Hernandez parents ensured their children wanted for nothing, encouraging Michael's many talents and creating a nurturing environment for him. However, during his early teenage years, Michael became increasingly withdrawn and obsessed with gruesome heavy metal music. He would lock himself up in his room for hours on end, immersing himself in songs and videos about unaliving people and satanic rituals. This exposed him to extremely violent ideations which consumed the mind of an already brilliant but isolated boy. While parents and teachers saw a polite, high-achieving student on the surface, deep inside, Michael was nurturing increasingly troubling thoughts and urges. Though no one knew it at that time, warning signs were missed and may have prevented the tragedy to come. As Michael's obsession and aggression with death intensified, he began researching real-life serial unalivers, focusing intensely on the troubling details of their crimes. Consumed by dark fascination, Michael started voicing disturbing thoughts of wanting to terminate people to his classmates. One fateful day, troubled classmate Jamie made the mistake of sharing with Michael that he told others about Michael's disturbing remarks. Enraged, Michael started plotting to silence Jamie, well, permanently. He created a handwritten, quote, hit list of those Jamie had told, with Jamie's name at the very top of that list. After weeks of meticulous planning, Michael decided to put his scheme into action. One morning, he convinced Jamie to follow him to the second floor bathroom, wearing a concealing jacket and a hat. This was part of Michael's planned strategy to avoid leaving any evidence at the scene. Once in the bathroom, he lured Jamie into a handicapped stall, knowing fully well it is less likely to become occupied anytime soon and no one would be disturbing him as opposed to using any other stall. Holding a blade, Michael quickly overcame Jamie, causing harm to his throat in a forceful attack. As Jamie struggled helplessly, Michael continued to inflict injuries on him over 40 times in the neck and body. When Jamie could no longer resist, Michael heartlessly caused further harm to his throat to ensure that he was done completely. Afterward, he washed away any evidence and concealed his weapon once again. Michael left Jenny's unalived self where it fell and calmly walked to class as though nothing had happened. Later at lunch, news of Jamie's passing spread words of panic and grief throughout Southwood Middle School. As distressing details emerged of the intense cruelty of the incident, parents expressed horror. Teachers mourned a lost student, and the students were deeply affected by the loss of a friend. But the most unsettling discovery was yet to come, the revelation of who was actually responsible. Jamie's savage demise set off a massive investigation, with detectives carefully examining evidence. Early clues quickly pointed to Michael as the prime suspect. Security footage showed Michael and Jamie entering the bathroom together right before the incident. What's shocking was the red stains found on Michael's clothing and items in his backpack like a blade and latex gloves. Brought in for questioning, it didn't take long for the composed teenager to confess to the chilling details. Michael admitted he consciously planned every aspect of luring Jamie to his end, demonstrating zero remorse. He had studied the methods of his favorite serial offenders in an endeavor to claim his first victim. Jamie was just unlucky enough to be the chosen for Michael's twisted fantasy. Arrested and charged as an adult for first-degree M-word due to the planned nature of his crime, Michael would now face the full severity of the law. But what motivation could possibly drive such a young teenager to carry out such a heinous crime against a friend? As proceedings advanced, psychologists assisted Michael to determine if mental instability or illnesses played a part. While acknowledging he unalived purely for sadistic pleasure, evaluations revealed Michael's struggles with obsessive-compulsive disorders and depression. However, he was still found legally sane and fit to stand trial. While in the courtroom, Michael maintained a cool emotional distance while sharing the details of his crime, angering grieving members of Jamie's family, desperate to see remorse. Their pain was only prolonged when youth sentencing laws ruled out the death penalty for one so young. The inevitably guilty verdict saw Michael sentenced to Florida's harshest penalty possible, life without parole in a maximum security adult prison. While justice was served, the outcome brought cold comfort to all those greatly affected by this tragedy. The peace of the community was forever disrupted by this truly horrific crime. While Jamie's family could only mourn their gentle son, the Hernandez family confronted with shock and shame over Michael's sinister actions that fateful day. As Jamie and Michael's stories faded from headlines, the obvious details remind us of that tragic morning when childhood bonds transformed into brutal betrayal, of what we may never understand about the formulation of evil, the invisible corruption of innocence into cruelty. Jamie's senseless elimination shocked the nation with its extreme brutality and the cold actions of the culprit. As the years passed, Michael Hernandez stayed in prison, destined to never rejoin society. Yet the story does not end there. In an unexpected turn, a tragic aftermath arises after over a decade. While Jamie's family still grieved their stolen son, Michael Hernandez met an early end behind bars at just 31 years old. Found unconscious in his cell one morning in 2023, efforts to revive him were in vain as Michael passed away that very same day. Speculations swelled of overusing a substance that was illegally smuggled into prisons, which had fatal consequences. An autopsy was launched while America was confused over the abrupt death of someone so infamous. But for Jamie's parents, only sorrow remained in losing their precious son. They bore no hatred towards Michael in life or death, for they understood on a deeper level the weight of grief now facing Michael's family, of emotions that defy logic in the face of a child taken too soon. As Michael faded away from headlines a second time, echoes of loss and redemption lingered. His tragic early demise served as a cautionary tale against the power of harmful influences shaping fragile minds. A reminder that our actions have an impact on humanity, capable of both significant harm and healing. As Jamie and Michael's names fade away from headlines, their story impacts a vital lesson, one of vigilance against those unseen threats within schools and communities and household walls, to guide our youth against the influences of society's dark aspects. But above all, to appreciate life's beautiful fragility in this often challenging world. This concludes our journey on the unsettling case of Michael Hernandez and Jamie Gov, the tragedy of innocence corrupted, its effects still touching lives over a decade later. We hope the story gave insight into the complex cases while honoring all affected by the painful events that transpired. Before you head out, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell. This way you continue to be updated on the latest true crime cases we uncover. We are so thankful to have you as part of our community, exploring captivating mysteries that keep us all intrigued. Stay curious and remember, even closed books hold untold pages waiting patiently for revelation. Thanks for joining us, and we can't wait to see you on the next exploration. Until next time.